Good morning. It's Lori Stewart here, President and CEO of Sound Community Bank. Today I'd like to share a cautionary tale with you. Now, that sounds so scary. Is it about interest rates? I'm recording this on election day. Is it some election day issue? Is it some new regulation coming down? Not any of those things. But it is insidious and pervasive. And I'm using those strong words for a reason. Because fraud is consuming not only our clients, but our country. We estimate that almost $24 billion was lost in 2023. And we know there are lots of people that don't share the numbers. So think about that. We're a $1 billion bank, a little over $1 billion bank in total assets. 24 times that was lost out of consumers and business accounts because of fraud. So why am I talking about it today? Because I think together we can get ahead of it if we really think about using tools and working with law enforcement and spreading the word. So let's talk a little bit about the types of fraud. Check fraud is not gone. In fact, it's more pervasive than it was even 5 years ago. The bad actors can easily change a check that you have written, change the amount, change the payee. So how can you prevent that? Well, a couple things. Maybe don't use checks, right? There's lots of other ways to pay, many of them free. I paid my property taxes by going to the King County government website. It cost me 55 cents, still cheaper than a stamp, right? Or I could have used our bill pay system to pay the taxes and not send a check. Another way is to think about always using a black gel pen for your checks. I know, sounds crazy. Lori, what are you telling me what kind of pen to write my checks with? Well, interestingly enough, that kind of ink is absorbed by the paper. And again, the bad actors will pick somebody else's check to alter because it's really difficult to alter that kind of ink. Please don't ever put a check in an envelope in a mailbox on the street corner. Sadly, there are many folks that have keys to those boxes, and that's where a lot of this fraud originates. If you really feel compelled to use a check, carry it into your post office and put it in the slot. Even worse than check fraud, though, are scams that either take over your computer and so have access to all of your financial records if you use online banking, or are scams. And these are really, really insidious. In the last week alone, I have had attempted scams personally 7 times. Somebody's telling me my good to go pass is expired via text message. By the way, they never text. Amazon is sending me a message via text message that some big package is missing. UPS is sending me a message about a bad zip code. That one I almost fell for because I was looking for a package. 2 very attractive, mature gentlemen want to be my friend on Facebook, though if you drill down, you'll find they really aren't who they say they are, and that's the beginning of a romance scam. So we're seeing our clients fall for 2 major kinds of scams in the last couple of weeks. One is that click on a link and somebody takes over your computer so they have access to all of your information. Besides reminding you that clicking on links and that banks never ask that, they will never call you and ask you for your online banking password. Another way to get past that is use a different form of multi-factor authentication. Oh, big words. All I'm saying is if you're in online banking and we need to send you a code, have it sent to your phone if you're working on your desktop or your laptop so nobody else sees it. So if somebody has broken in and is monitoring your activity, they won't see that code. So think about that. Think about putting a trusted advisor on your account. That's not someone that can spend your money or see your activity, but it is somebody that we can reach out to if we think maybe you're being taken advantage of in some kind of a scam. We've had 2 clients recently who were convinced to take reverse mortgages on their home, advance on those reverse mortgages, and wire hundreds of thousands of dollars to people they don't know to help other family members. And yet they'd never talked to their other family members. Genuine scams, but we can't stop it because, it's your money, right? If you're our client, it's your money. We're just trying to make it safe for you. So another idea might be to have a family password. Now that's kind of a crazy idea, but if you have a family password, you know that if someone calls you purporting to be your family member or is using AI to replicate your family member's voice, if you can ask for the password and make it something, everybody, all ages in your family can remember. Capricorn, butterscotch, any silly little password that you can use to verify one another. Then my final ask of you is really consult with us. Because sadly, we've seen all of these scams. We've seen the romance scams. We've seen these new reverse mortgage scams. We've seen victims that think they got a text from the bank, followed the link, called, and gave up their credentials, and somebody got in their account and ACH'd their money again to another bad actor. Rarely, once the money's gone, can we get it back, because these bad actors are smart and they pull it out really fast. But occasionally, if we act fast enough, we can recover parts or sums of the money. And again, because we've seen it all, we'd like to help. I don't like being skeptical. That's not my nature. But in this day and age, financial fraud is, again, so insidious and pervasive. We need everyone to pull on the oars to try and break the cycle. Thanks for listening.